Welcome back, leading ladies. Welcome back. This is a little bit bittersweet for me. I wish those online could just feel the energy that we have in this room right now. If I could just bottle this up, right? I'd be a billionaire. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be able to have been the host for the Leading Lady 2021 session. Dr. Madison, thank you so much for this honor and this privilege. I'm just so humbled and so thankful for the opportunity. At this time, I'm going to call Dr. Madison and Claudia up. They're going to close us out. So this is me signing out. Dr. Madison, take it over. Thank you, everybody.
Wow, wow, wow. You know, come on. You know, I'm just short of words because as a leader and as a person who carries the vision for this organization and this ministry, I would say, when you dream something, you want to see it come to pass. But here's the problem with leadership, though. You dream it, but you cannot do it all by yourself. Now, you have got now to entrust this task into the hands of some other people who have to carry out that task. Now, for the people to deliver above and beyond your own expectations is the leader's, is the leader's heaven. It's the leader's nirvana, if you will. It's what the leader lives for, that the work can get done in spite of them. And this is what we got in the Leading Lady Conference of this year. Let me begin by thanking our incredible MC, incredible host, Mrs. Yvonne Gurley. So, in case you were wondering how we ought to MC an event like this, now you just got a template. So go and play all of the YouTube videos, and so you can, probably learn a thing or two, right? And I want to thank our incredible Pastor Kathy for closing on the Leading Lady Conference. So, if I had my time, I would say, this is how we do it. Because this is how we close a conference. It was a hard message. I don't know if you got what she said. Were you picking up what she was letting down? Okay. Because this is what it comes down to. Doing good. Making the most good that we can with the time that we have. Thank you, Pastor Kathy, for giving that hard message. When I looked around, all of my Kleenexes were gone. I normally have a hand towel. Nothing was available, so I was just messed up right there. Yeah, so that's me, I was really messed up. But I want to thank you for doing that. I want to thank all of our physical participants, those that came and sat down in the pews. Thank you. I want to thank our online family from 40 nations of the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All of you who came from all over the world. And maybe let me apologize to one person online. I believe I've forgotten her name, but I want you to know that I haven't forgotten you. This lady in Tanzania, Africa, was attending the conference yesterday, got inspired, wrote a poem about what it means to be a lady that carries a voice. And the text message came, or the email came to me in the middle of the night. So I said to her, please, I want you to record your poem. You sang it yourself in a video. And she did the video and sent to me. And I wanted to, it's a short video of about 2 minutes or so. And I wanted us to put that on. But again, I came and then with all of the organization, I kind of forgot. But that is what it is. This is causing change around the world. This is causing change around the world. I'm just sharing you one testimony from this lady in Tanzania. So, I want to thank you, all of you who came from 40 plus nations. I want to thank our watch party hosts. Now, let me tell you this. There were over 5 or 6 watch parties around the world. So, people were gathered like this, having their own mini conference wherever they were. I want to thank all of our watch party hosts. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I want to thank our incredible host of volunteers. The cameramen, the people working in the booth, making sure that we are connected. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Those working in the office, printing, binding, moving chairs, moving organization, Estrella, all of these hosts of people doing great things. Thank you, and thank you. I want to thank, last but not the least, all of our incredible speakers. They came from far and near, somewhere in the United Kingdom, somewhere in Cameroon. They made sure that their voices were heard at this conference. So I want us to give a round of applause to all of our speakers. Come on. Come on. Come on. Our speakers. Come on. All right. Thank you. Thank you so very much. And I want to give a minute or two to my beloved wife, my first lady, and she has a word as we conclude on the 2021 conference. Go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you. I just want to add my voice of thanks to everyone who showed up. Just like my husband said, you can have a vision, but if you don't have people who come along with you to do it, you cannot do it all on your own. And remember, if your vision is all about you, it is too small. It is too small. So we are grateful from my heart, from our hearts to yours. We want to say thank you. Thank you for our hosts here, and thank you for everyone who showed up in-house and online, and all the team members, all the volunteers. We say thank you. That said, I just want to leave these final words to all our leading ladies. Leading ladies, are we right here? So leading ladies, this is what I penned down. Your time is up. In fact, what Pastor Cathy shared here, it was like we spoke over the night. But that tells you how our hearts and our spirits are connected when you walk with people. She's my mentor. When I met this woman, truly, she influenced me in a powerful way. So when I talked about the mentor who talks about a picture in her mind, she's the one. So I want to say that our time is up. We can't be quiet anymore. You have the vision on the inside of you. Work on your values, get someone to mentor you, and let your voice out there because someone needs to hear your voice. That is why we have to be change makers. Our voices have to be heard. Leading ladies, we are a group of women rising up to create change in our families, in our communities, and in our nations. You are the woman for the job. Pastor Cardi said it, we are change makers. Do not look to your left. Do not look to your right. Do not look in front of you pointing someone else. Do not look to the back because you are the woman for the job to make that change happen. Thank you, my precious leading ladies around the world.
Wow. I want to say thank you for sharing that passionate word. It's a joy to sit on the platform with someone, that, I have lived with now for 18 plus years, going on 19. And so when I listen to her and I see the evolution in her life and I see the evolution in my own life, I see the evolution in our lives.
Yes.
It's such a wonderful, wonderful thing. But here's what I want to say to you, leading ladies. If there is one thing that has made a great difference in our lives as a couple, and that we will be doing you a disservice if we did not tell you what, if you will, because I think people always ask this, what is your secret? What is your secret? Okay, there's this, it's a good thing, it's a good question to always ask, no. But one thing that made an entire difference in my life is my faith. 17th of April, 1993, I came into faith in Jesus Christ. Came from a very poor family. Some of you here know my village, Someone like Claudia knows my village. I'm not talking Claudia, my wife, but there's my other sister here, Claudia. And nobody knows where I come from. They know our home. They're still very, very available there. I grew up in the village with my grandmom and my granddad, and I never operated under a dad. And my mom was a single parent. I started living with my grandparents when I was very young. In fact, when I grew up, I thought my grandmother was my mom. I thought my grandfather was my father. And even when I stayed with my mom for the first time, I was calling her auntie. That's how interesting it was. And but when I was a high school student, in just about a few months from graduating from high school, I was invited to it was called Tea Party. Okay, Tea Party, not politics, nothing like that. Just a cup of tea. And then, and fellowshipping around that. And so I nearly missed that party because my end of high school exam was just a couple weeks from that time. But because of the fear of not being asked questions why I did not come, can you imagine the interesting reason? I decided to come to avoid being asked a question. Why did you not come? So I decided to come just to avoid that question. But on the day I came, I heard, like I have never heard before, about how that there is a life after this life, and that there is an eternity, and that one day I will stand before a judge and I will give account for my life. And I wasn't sure at that time what kind of account I would really give, because I knew for sure that my life wasn't anything to write home about. And that is the day that I decided to commit myself to my Maker, God. And that is when all of the dream to be better, the dream, the ability to even think that I could take the reins of my life and that I could be all that I could be. The first time I read about all of that was when I began to study the Word of God. And so that's what made a great difference in my life. And that is what made, in fact, that's how I met my wife, because I met my wife for the first time in a program, in a youth program that I was invited to speak at. About 21 years ago. And so that is what made a difference for us, because that's where I met my wife. That's where it was my faith that brought me where I was. It was my faith that made me meet my wife. Now it is our faith that makes us to go into all the world and do good. Oh, Pastor Kathy, I love that word. Yes. To go into all the world and do good. And let me just say this and then I would stop. When I was about to come to the United States of America, for those of you who are internationals, you know that you have to go to a U.S. embassy to seek for a visa to come to this country. When I went for the first time, they denied me a visa. And when they denied a visa to me, I just was confused. I didn't know what to do. So I went to the academic advisor at the United States Embassy in Cameroon. And the advisor at that time was one lady called Mrs. Munoz. Now, understand that I never had a clue that in America anybody speaks any other language. I was always wondering what kind of an American has this kind of name, and because it has an N with a snake on it, something like that. That's how I was thinking. That's how I was processing it. And I was like, but what is that? I mean, it didn't make sense to me. And when I talked to her, I could tell that it wasn't quite what we know America to be, because that's all I knew. And this lady changed my life, talking about change. And she looked at my documents and looked at all what I brought and presented before the consular officer. And she said to me, Madison, this thing is called an interview. It's not a document review. So you have to speak. You have to tell them. You have to argue your case. I said, oh, wow, okay. And she encouraged me to go back again, to reapply and go back again for my interview. I reapplied and went back for my interview. And then I was granted a visa to come to the United States of America. You know? When I came to the United States, I kept communicating with this lady. I've been looking for her all my life. So if you find Mrs. Minos, if you're listening to me, this is Madison, I want to see you. But this woman was a Hispanic woman, clearly. It was when I came to South Texas, it's when I came to Edinburgh, Texas, came to Mission, Texas, then I understood that, that's why I believe that I am an adopted Mexican. Yes. But if you ask me, I have not been able to meet with her again because she left Cameroon and she's working somewhere around the world. And I believe with all of my heart of hearts that she comes from this area. I don't know. I have this feeling. Because when I came here, I connected with the people here in such a close way. And I knew that it cannot be a mistake because I had to be here to do the things that I'm doing now. But not only so, 3 years ago, we are at a Newsboys concert in a little, in a little town in Michigan. We're at a Newsboys concert. So did you know the Newsboys? My God's not dead, he's surely alive. Very good. All right. So, and we are at this concert, and the Newsboys say, we want to challenge you guys to do something for us. We want you to be involved in something that is life-changing. We want to give you the opportunity to sponsor a child that is, child somewhere in the world. And they say, well, you know what? We have children from Africa, from Asia, from all. I think they had about 35 countries, if I'm not making a mistake. And so they challenged us. And I mean, just naturally, I just knew that I had to be part of that. And so when we went for the concert, I had a place where I wanted to stand and really view the concert. My wife was preferring another seat, so I had to go and be where I can jump. If you have ever been where I am when music is happening, I like some space, because I don't dance too calm. So, cut a long story short, I go to this place and you just sign up. When I signed up for this, and I didn't know the person, right? I was just signing up from a child. And you know what? The child that we were given to sponsor was a child from South Texas. Precisely. So it's a little beautiful Hispanic girl. And we have been involved in her life in sponsoring her for the last 3 years. Now, what are the chances? What are the chances? These guys have people all over the world. 35 countries. To put your hand into whatever, basically like a raffle, and to draw this girl that comes from here. Now, and then when I saw it, I just said to my wife, now you know that this is business. There's something about where this place. There's something. I believe that the woman who gave me a visa, who made me have a visa to come here, came from here. And now today, it's an honor and privilege to sponsor a child, an underserved child from the same area. So I believe that nothing happens by chance. So, when I was listening to Pastor Kathy today, I made a decision in my life. And I said, if I will never make another dollar in my life. Did you hear that? If I will never make another dollar in my life, I want to make a difference. Yeah. Because most of the time we spend our time chasing things that don't matter, right? But here is what and when I said that, it shocked me. I said, hey, what do you mean by you don't want, if you don't make a dollar, you want to make a difference. No, but you need money to take care of things. Then it dawned on me that when you make a difference in the lives of others, you will always have what it takes to take care of yourself. It was Zig Ziglar who says that if you do enough good to enough people, enough of the times you will always have enough to take care of yourself. So, if we never make a dollar, let us make a difference. Because if we make a difference in the lives of others, it will come back to us. But it was my faith that brought me to this place. And I invited someone that I respect, someone that I've traveled with, the world with, someone that is like a father figure to me. He's spoken to me, advised me about how I could raise my children. We have been in the same room in Burundi, in Yaoundé, Cameroon, in all kinds of places, in the planes, or in the car, by car and all of that. But I just wanted him I want you, Pastor Frankie Powell, to look in that camera, and for all of the people that are aspiring to be leading ladies around the world, I want you to talk to them about this difference of faith and the power of the difference of faith that faith can make in anybody's life that embraces it. So can you take it from here, sir?
Yes, sir. Before I do, I feel like we should try to make a difference. Social media is a powerful thing. And if every one of us, especially if you're in the States here, if you're in Texas, we should go to our social media platform on our page, and we should just ask the question, if your name is Munez and you've ever worked in the embassy in Cameroon, a man you helped is looking for you. I've seen this happen and I've seen it work. So why don't we do that? Everybody in the room, everybody that's watching that can, and let's help him connect with Mrs. Munez. Amen?
Thank you so much.
So let's do that. Before the night's over, I want you to do that, and let's help him. For all of you ladies that are watching, it's been such an incredible conference, and so many of us have talked about our faith and sharing our faith. And it was Ya Gladys that talked to us about the condition many women are in and have been through. Pushed down, rejected, told to stay in your place. And perhaps even if you've read the first part of the Bible, what they call the Old Testament, you might feel God put you down or put you away. But God knew that we had a misunderstanding of him, that we had a wrong view of him, that he knew that women had a wrong view of him. And so he decided that he would come into this earth in the body of his son. And at the entrance of God into the earth, he elevated women by coming through a woman who had never known a man. Through his life, he elevated women. Wherever he went, he took a whole day out and went into a city where he would have been rejected to spend an afternoon with a 5-time divorcee who was living with a man that wasn't her husband because he wanted her to know he didn't reject her. He showed up at a wedding where a bride's wedding was about to turn bad because wine wasn't there. And he elevated that bride's wedding and turned water into wine. He exceeded the expectations of religious leaders when he allowed a prostitute to wash his feet and then said to her, "Your sins are forgiven." He elevated women when he took a woman who had been caught in her sin, put down by men, and he elevated her by saying, "You're free. No one condemns you, and neither do I." That's why Jesus came. I remember when I was just a young boy, 17 years old, I did something so dumb. I told a lie and told a girl that I was adopted. I'm not adopted. I have a wonderful mother who gave birth to me. And I didn't tell her any different. And one morning, I saw that girl talking to my mother. And such shame came over me. Such guilt, such embarrassment, that literally I went and got in my automobile, drove to my house, packed up everything I could in garbage bags, and left my home. Hid from my parents. I bought or rented an old house to live in, an old mobile home. It took days for my parents to find out where I was living. They would come by and knock on the door, but I wouldn't answer it. I was so ashamed. I was so afraid. What would they say to me? Look what I had done. One night, my brother, he's 3 years older than I am, he said, when you get off of work in the morning, I worked through the night. He said, I want you to meet me at McDonald's. Everybody, no matter where you are in the world, knows where McDonald's is. So I left work that morning, drove to McDonald's, and I went in, and the place was full, and I began looking for my brother. And just as I turned, there was my father. He had a smile on his face, and tears were running down his cheeks. And he walked up to me and grabbed me in that restaurant, and he said this to me. He said, "Son, your mother and I love you. We forgive you. It's time for you to come home. What I didn't realize was all those months, all they were trying to do was tell me I was forgiven and I was loved. Had it not been for my brother setting up a meeting, I would have never known my Father forgave me and loved me. That's what Jesus did. He came, paid the price for our sin, and set up a meeting between us and God. And this is the message today. God sent Jesus so that he could reach you, to show you he's not against you, he's for you. And that he's already forgiven you because of what Jesus did. It's already been paid for. And just like Jesus elevated women 2,000 years ago and has been doing for 2,000 years, he'll elevate you into the arms of your heavenly Father. All you have to do is, wherever you're watching and however you're watching, is to simply open your heart to the love of God and receive the forgiveness that he offers to you through Jesus Christ. I believe there's some of you that would like to do that right now. And I want to give you the opportunity, just right where you are, in your own words. Maybe you're at a watch party, maybe you're by yourself. You can say it in your heart, you can say it out loud. Just begin by calling him Father. Say, Father, thank you for sending Jesus to die for me, to tell me that you love me and that you have forgiven me. I need your forgiveness. I've made a lot of mistakes. I ask you to forgive me. I receive your forgiveness. Do it right now. And then I want you to tell him, thank you for loving me. Thank you for saving me. Thank you for sending Jesus to set up this meeting today. I receive Jesus and I give him the rest of my life. In his name I ask it. Amen. Can we just applaud for people everywhere, I believe, that said yes to Jesus? God bless you. Yes.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy that Pastor Frankie did that, because I'll be doing you a disservice. We'll be doing you a disservice if we don't share with you who the difference maker is that is making a difference through us. Again, can I take that over? Come on. I said, we will be doing you a disservice if we did not tell you, who the difference maker it is that is in us and that is making a difference to the entire world. So thank you guys so much. And I'm, just bringing in Pastor Kathy to the set, just for some few words that she has to say. And then we would do the handing of certificates and awards, and we'll get out of here.
Thank you, Doctor. Again, thank you so much for allowing me to be part of Lead Missions International. Like I said earlier, it's one of my favorite things to do. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity. And when Lead Missions decided to have 2021 Lead Men Conference and Leading Lady Conference right here in Mission, Texas, we felt so honored. We just felt so honored. And we brought it to our staff, and they were excited and just jumped on board, and for the past several months have been working hard to provide the things that we would need to hold a conference that would be broadcast worldwide. And technologically, that was a challenge, all the breakout rooms for the sessions. And I mean, it was just so many moving parts. And So I want to take this opportunity right now to invite our Freedom Live staff to come up, and I would like to acknowledge them. So if you guys would come to the stage, Pastor Byrne, Pastor Obed, Alan, Marina. I'm missing a couple of the girls. Where's Nat and Estrella? But it would be remiss of me to not acknowledge their hard work, because, Doctor, you know what.
The board is unplugged. I'll be right back. Let me go fix something.
Wow. It's just me that's on.
There you go, it's on.
Okay.
Here we go. So as I was saying, you know what a tremendous amount of work it is to put a conference together at a venue. And so I really must take this opportunity to acknowledge each and every one of them and thank them for their hard work. We'll start here. This is Estrella Mercado, and Estrella was in charge of all of the admin part of everything that happened here. Thank you so much for a job well done. This is Natalie Gutierrez, and she was everybody's helper. I mean, no matter what needed to happen, she got it done, and she served and served and served. Thank you, Natalie. This is Marina Salinas. Marina is my right-hand man. She helps me with everything and just comes alongside and serves me with everything. So, Marina, thank you so much. This is Alan Ibarra. Alan is our facilities director. So when you talk about moving chairs and moving tables and getting that ready and getting this ready, Alan is the man, and his work's so hard. Alan, we want to say thank you for your hard work. So right here we have Jerry Rodriguez. Jerry is our tech man, our cameraman, in charge of all the details, technical-wise. And Jerry, thank you. Thank you so much. And you all have seen this beautiful face throughout the conference. This is Obed Garza. And you've heard his talent and his skill and his music and his song. And he was also in charge of all the sets, setting up for all the different areas of breakout sessions and the round table and all those kinds of things. So, Obed, thank you so much. And the man in the African shirt right here, he actually bought that shirt in Cameroon when we went in 2019. So this is Bernardo Martinez Aldape, and Bernardo, he is one of our pastors here at Freedom Life Church, our associate pastor. But this week, I really want to acknowledge Pastor Byrne, because this week, you know, he was to be speaking at the Lead Men's Conference, and he decided that he was maybe needed, more importantly, with the whole broadcasting area. So he gave his position to speak at the Lead Men's Conference to someone else, and he did all the behind-the-scenes stuff. That, my friend, is leadership right there. The servant leadership that said, I don't have to be on the stage, but I will make it happen. And thank you, Pastor Byrne. Thank you so much. That was a lot of work, I tell you, to make sure the broadcast was able to get us to all the different nations that we were in. So thank you to an amazing team. I love you guys. I acknowledge you. And I respect each and every one of you for your hard work. Thank you so much. A big round of applause for them.
Come on.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is beautiful. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Great. So we are just going to go to our certificate award at this point in time. But here's what I want you to do. For those of you that are online, one of our team members will be posting online a link that you can click and tell us what you think about the conference, our survey. So if you're online, one of our members will be doing so. So Boris, please, can you put up the link on Zoom so that they can go on there and then take a survey. For those of you who are in the room, the survey is leadingladyconference.org/survey 2020. So that's just the name of the conference. leadingladyconference.org/survey 2021. That is where you can drop some feedback so that we know how we can do the next time. Now, by the way, I want you to know that for those of you who are here, that you can be a part of us. You don't need to sit here and warm the chairs for 2 days and come back next year and warm for 2 days. You can join us. You can come on board. How many here would like to come on board with us? Come on. We can go to some part of the world and go make a difference, right? So here's how you can become part of us, right? So you can choose to be someone who goes on trips with us. We call them our Go partners. There are people here that said they went to Cameroon, they went to Burundi, they went to wherever we went. You can decide to do that. Also, you can decide to join our mentorship program. Our mentorship program, we will be training you and making you and empowering you to be a leader. If you are interested in being mentored, okay, when you go to that survey, there's a part that says, I want to be mentored. You can click on that, and we will do that. We'll be happy to do that. Another thing that you can do is you can volunteer. You want to be able to, and when I say volunteer, it can mean a lot of things. It can be like working out, but it could also be going with us, because that is still volunteer. You can volunteer your competence and all of that, and we will go and do great things around the world. So that's what I want you to be able to do. Now, for those of you, whether you are online or you are here, who prayed the prayer that Pastor Frankie just helped us to do a moment ago, guess what? Indicate that on the survey. You know what we are going to do? We're going to reach out to you and help you out. So all of that is found in that survey. That's why that survey is very important. www.leadingladyconference.org/survey 2021. So that is it. So that said, I want you to know, I want to say congratulations for each and every one of you who were at this conference, because you will earn a certificate of achievement. So by the time you get out this door, your certificate will be waiting for you in the lobby area. So as you are getting out of the... Okay, somebody's already clapping from the back there, right? So let's just join that person. And very good. So you know that a paper in and of itself doesn't have any significance, right? But let this be a reminder that you have signed up to become a world changer, a maker of difference, a change maker. Because that's what we said, right? Every time you see it on your wall, in your office, in your home, in your room, wherever you put it, let this remind you that no longer are you going to be part of those people who don't make any difference, right? Somebody said there are 3 kinds of people in the world. Those who make things happen, those who watch things happen, and those who don't know what is happening. Which are you going to be? We want you to join us to be the make happeners, right? To be the change makers. So thank you very much. So we're going out, you will find that. So, but I want to just acknowledge some people that clearly are worthy of our admiration and our celebration, which will be our speakers. So I want our speakers to come out. And while our speakers are coming, I want to invite the board of Lead Missions International to join on stage. So the board will come on stage, will be behind the desk, and let our speakers just come up. Every speaker, come on. Let's give a round of applause to all of our speakers. All of our speakers. So I want our board to come right here and stand behind here because he will be taking pictures with all of these wonderful people. Where's my brother here? All right, good. He's already there. Okay. So I want the speakers to can stand here, and the board will stand right just by me here. And I just wanted to acknowledge these people that did a great job with us. And I want to just say that not all of our speakers are here because some of them joined us virtually. So I want you to know that some of them actually joined us virtually. So let me begin by acknowledging the one who gave us a close. You know, I turned around to my to Pastor Eliud and I said, "This is how you close a leading lady conference." You know, I said. So let me read something here. It says, "Certificate of Appreciation awarded to Kathy Garcia for outstanding contributions to the Leading Lady Conference USA 2021. We attest to the value you added to this event." And it was said, "This day, July the 24th, 2021, and is signed by the program director, which is her herself, and is signed by me as the president of Lead Missions International." So thank you so much. Come on here. Woo-hoo! So here is your beautiful certificate. All right. All right. Thank you so much. All right. And then next is Kate Onoko Maya from the great country of Nigeria and Cameroon. And then, board, can you just come and let's take a picture with her? Okay. Thank you very much. And then next, we have Victory Okori. All right. And board, please. Thank you very much. And next we have Dr. Etem Chu Takang. All right, board, come join me. Thank you. Next, we have Dr. Julie Bisson, the business lady. Oh, my God. Yeah, board. Thank you. And next we have Yajengala. So, board. Thank you. And And we have the person that opened the entire conference, which is our own Pastor Frankie Powell. Come on. Yes, sir. So, okay, board, let's join. Come on in. Okay. All right. And so, by the way, we have we have some speakers that are not here, but the last speaker that is here represented is my own dear wife and Mrs. Claudia Ngafeeson. Come on. Okay, board, let's join. Thank you. Now, I want just to acknowledge that we had other speakers to whom we are going to send certificates to. I want to acknowledge the obvious, which is Gladys Viban from Yaoundé, Cameroon. I also want to acknowledge Miss Neris Nixon from Yaoundé, Cameroon. And last but certainly not the least, I want to acknowledge Mrs. Deli Singer Phillips from London, UK. Thank you very much. So, thank you so much, speakers, for your wonderful contribution. You may take your seats. And while my board is still standing here, so I started a tradition 3 years ago, no, 2 years ago, I don't know, 2 years ago, in the Leading Lady Conference, to acknowledge team members that go above and beyond the call of duty and to do great things. So I call that the Presidential Award, right? I'm the president of Lead Mission, so I get the honor and the privilege to do some certain things, right? And so this year, I really want to be able to honor 2 outstanding ladies in my team. These are people who have gone overboard to make it happen in this year's conference. So, the first award is called Inspirational Leader Award. So the Inspirational Leader Award is given to someone who has inspired us as an organization to go further and to do the things that we nearly thought was impossible. Especially somebody who survived all odds to make it happen. So our Inspirational Leader Award, by the way, but all of the people that are receiving awards today have not received awards in all the past years. So this is really special. The Inspirational Leader Award goes to this lady. She is by the name of Claudia Ngafeeson. Now, let me say something. She's receiving this not because she's my wife. So, if you ask her, in my scale of things, right? She would, But here is something. This year, she was part of our prayer committee, and this year she made sure she set the right spiritual atmosphere for everything to happen. Let me say this. She is in her Doctor of Nursing Practice program. She had to do 250 hours of practicum this summer just for school. That is aside from classes. Now, listen to this. She decided to cancel 50 of her hours. So in other words, she decided to take an incomplete grade and do just 200 hours and finish 50 later on, just so she can give attention to what we are doing here. And so, on behalf of Lead Missions International, I want to give you, the Inspirational Leader Award. So, have that. I hope I have, is this one working? Okay. Oops. So, feel free to say anything you have to say.
Oh my God. Guys, I had no clue about this to begin with. We sleep on the same bed, do things together, but I had no clue about this.
Can you help us with the microphone?
Hello. Okay. Thank you. So I was saying that I had no clue about this. We traveled together, did everything together, but I didn't see this coming. So, thank you, Mr. President. So I want to thank my team of intercessors. This is for all of us. They worked so hard. They showed up every month. And for the past month leading up to the conference, every Friday at 5 p.m., we came together and prayed. And 3 days leading up to this conference, we rallied at 11 p.m. U.S. time, 5 a.m. Cameroon and London time to pray for this conference. So my heart is full. I just want to say thank you to my intercessors. Thank you to my husband. Thank you to my children, Triumph, Lamb, and Madison. Thank you, leading ladies, for believing in us and believing in this vision. My prayer and my desire is that every woman, as we keep coming into Leading Lady Conference, that as we leave from here, we will pick up, discover our purpose, our vision, and fulfill it here on earth, because we are change makers. Thank you.
So, our last award generally goes to someone who embodies what true leadership is. They are inspirational. They have gone above and beyond the call of duty. And we call it, the leading lady for that year, right? It's the leading lady award. And the lady who gets this award, let me say this. First, the name Leading Lady Conference, actually, I borrowed it. See, one of the things I have in my life is I get the opportunity to know how to steer. I know a good thing when I see it. So that's one thing I'm really, really good at. Okay, so if you don't know one, you can kind of invite me to come help you with that. But the word leading lady was the title of this lady's teaching in our first Lead Missions outreach in Cameroon. When I heard that, I said, what? Leading lady? And I said, okay, we're going to have the Leading Lady Conference. Not only that, only that, but this lady, in the midst of all of, when we were planning for this program, we were planning to hold an online conference. We were planning to hold an online conference. And when we were having a meeting, when I was having a meeting with this lady, she said to me, you know what? We can hold it in person. Now, this is when the CDC had not changed the guidelines. So it was a phased step. CDC had done nothing yet. Like CDC was still, So when we decided we're going to hold a physical conference, then CDC heard us and said, well, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Come on. So, so it's like we are instructing, okay? So we're like planning, like even it means somebody will stand at the west and another person will be at the east and socially distanced and make it happen, we will do it. And lastly, this lady, even in the midst of her loss, she lost her mother in the midst of all of this, a flooding office and all of that, she still makes things happen. I'm talking about our own Pastor Kathy Garcia. Come on here. Come on, guys. Oh my God. So, I want you to welcome your leading lady 2021. Right, so, do you have a word?
Thank you so much. I am so honored and so appreciative. But of course, you know, this award would go to our staff and the wonderful people that I get to work with here at Freedom Life Church, to Pastor Eliud and all of our team that believes in the vision of reaching the nations. So thank you. I had it in my notes actually, and now that I had said it to Yvonne, in my notes, Doctor, one of my final thoughts was that the night before my mom passed, I was with her in the hospital, and she looked at me and she said, "Go make a difference." And the heart of what I shared today came from that moment with my mom. And I fully believe that if we will pursue Jesus Christ and all that he has for us in our destiny, that we can be change makers and we can change our world. So thank you.
Woo! Thank you guys so much. All right, now we're going to welcome Mr. Obed, and we're going to welcome Ms. Valerie. They have something special for us. This is how we close a Lead Missions conference, right? Listen to this. We are going to speak a blessing over the nations of the world, because the 40 nations didn't come here just to have us admire them. They came here so that they wanted to be a channel of blessing to the rest of the world. So I want everybody in this hall to rise up. And Obed, can you come to the center? Okay, great. Everybody to rise up, and we're going to speak a blessing over the nations. We are going to say, God bless you and keep you. God cause his face to shine upon you. The Lord lift up the light of his countenance upon you and give you his peace. So that is how we will close the conference. Thank you.
Come on and join me. The Lord bless you. The Lord bless you and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. join together and we sing, Amen. 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 May His favor be upon you and 1,000 generations, and your family, and your children, and their children, and their children. May His presence go before you, and behind you, and beside you, all around you, and within you. He is with you. He is with you in the morning, in the evening, in your coming and your going, in your weeping and rejoicing. He is for you. He is, come on, He is for you. 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 Come on and sing. Amen. Thank you so much for joining us for the Leading Ladies Conference 2021. God bless you. Let His blessing be upon you.